Number 10. Kuruluş, Lanetin Bedeli. The movie Kuruluş was produced in 2019, and it is one of those movies that when you're watching it, you cannot blink out of fear because the curse of the goblin tribe is going to create moments full of fear and horror for you. This film tells the story of a group of young people who enter a cursed village following their adventures and face the cruelty of the demons of the Kuruluş tribe. And now we have to see what fate awaits them because of this evil tribe. Number 9. Kapıdaki Sır. The Secret of the Door, or Kapıdaki Sır, which was produced and screened in 2018, tells the story of a woman who is imprisoned for not adhering to an agreement with her husband, and her son is taken from her and the devil enters her body. Now, with each passing year, this woman misses her son more, and her desire for revenge becomes more and more widespread as a result of her curse. Number 8. Tez, 13. Gece. Thesis the 13th Night, or Tez, 13. Gece, is a Turkish horror film produced in 2019. The film tells the story of a psychology student named Gaye who chooses to do research on the mental health problems of a girl named Narin as the subject of her dissertation. She moves to Narin's house and starts filming Narin. Looking at the recorded film, we see that everything went well until the 13th night. But after the 13th night, there is no more film and no one knows about Gaye. Number 7. Ye Kuyuye Cücmecüc. This film is one of the newest Turkish horror films produced in 2020, and its story is about 3 friends who set foot in an evil village and decide to record their experiences on that trip and record the supernatural events that take place in that village. But if they knew what terrible consequences awaited them, not only would they never have done it, but also they wouldn't have even set foot in that sinister village. Number 6. Üç harfler kara büyü. 3-letter black magic, or Üç harfler kara büyü, which is the 3rd installment of the Üç harfler horror film series, was produced in 2016 and tells the horror story that freezes you every moment. The main character of the story is a girl who, after the death of her parents, decides to rent the old house of her childhood to a newly married couple. But you cannot guess what nightmare awaits the residents of this house. Number 5. Sekindürt. Sekindürt, which is made in 2017, tells the story of a family which was truly wealthy in the past, but now the family is forced to move to their grandmother's old house due to financial problems, unaware that it is not just an ordinary house, and the goblins living in that house are not willing to accept anyone else there. Well, I myself don't even want to think about the events that they are going to face. What about you? Number 4. Üç harfler beddua. Produced in 2018, the 4th installment of the Üç harfler horror film series is considered to be the best and the scariest, with horror scenes from beginning to end. The film is directed by Alparslan, one of the leading directors of Turkish horror cinema. In my opinion, anyone who has a heart problem should not watch this movie. Number 3. Sikin Üç, Jurmu Aşk. Jurmu Aşk, or The Crime of Love, is the 3rd installment of the Sikin film series, which was produced in 2016 and was also very well received. Orhan and Sedat are 2 childhood friends, and years later, Orhan falls in love with Sedat's sister and marries her. But it all starts with Sedat's car accident. This accident is the beginning of bitter and horrible events that take your sleep away when you see them. Number 2. Sikin 2. This film is another installment of Sikin films made in 2015 and narrates the story of a woman who is forced to kill her little son who is possessed by goblins, but she soon realizes that this is not the end of the story, and events beyond this await her family and herself, and a great danger threatens her whole family. Number 1. Dabe Jin Çarpması. This film tells the story of a girl whose soul is captured by the devil just as she is preparing for her wedding, and as a result her friend and an exorcist try to save her. But just when everything seems to be going well, circumstances change terribly. The scenes of this film are so influential that seeing these scenes gives you goosebumps. Did you ever think that Turkish cinema had made such horror films? Which one of these films have you seen? Comment their names for us and hit the like button of this video and introduce Turkish LENZ channel to your friends to join us.